Is this thing on? It's another snow day, so it's been we're in the middle of the second week after Christmas break, and this is the fourth snow day out of a possibility of probably 8 actual school days. So it's kind of an extended Christmas break, and I am seriously running out of chores for the kids to do, because that's what we usually do when it's snow day or they stay home. They end up doing chores at home. Anyway, we'll see what we get into today. Hopefully we can think of something interesting to do. So I'm making some homemade granola bars, and I am just toasting the oats first. I've never made homemade granola bars before. I thought I'd give it a try. We have a bunch of ingredients in the cupboard that very rarely get used because I don't actually make things from scratch very often because I have such picky kids, right? So this is part of our trying to spend less. We currently have pretty much of a spending freeze. I don't think we've phrased it quite that way, but we're already starting to see a difference. And this is the perfect time of year to do that, right at the beginning of January. And this is when we're all trying to make life changes and so on. So it's a good time to practice that self-discipline. I think my oats are toasted. All right, better get to them. I finished making the homemade granola bars and discovered that I added a little too much liquid, so they're not really as granola bar-y as you might prefer. They are a little bit more moist, and so I don't know how well they'll work out for packed lunch snacks, but that's okay. They taste all right. It's pretty reasonable, and they're pretty healthy, all things considered. So just lots of natural sweetness, no sugar, which they tell me is a good thing. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll try it again sometime with different variations and see if we can get that granola bar recipe down pat. So I wanted to give a bit of an update on our adoption status. I don't know if I've referred to this in previous videos, but I think I did refer to the fact that we were just a little bit kind of conflicted in considering our options. With the fact that our paperwork was about to lapse, and we hadn't heard from our adoption worker at all. And so we were kind of thinking maybe our family just isn't needed right now as an adoptive family, and which is fine, but we wanted to know that before going ahead and going through the whole process to renew our paperwork. And if you've seen the other video I did on the cost of adopting, you'll know that it really doesn't cost that much, all things considered. I can't remember the grand total, but less than $500 to renew our paperwork and things. But what we were worried about mostly was taking the time off work and getting to and from, the police station, the doctor's office, and all of that stuff, right? So we did contact our adoption worker and ask what the deal was. So basically what our adoption worker said was that there are very few children in need of families right now that don't have extreme special needs. So we were willing to work with a certain degree of special needs, but the cases that he kind of listed off for us were cases that would require a great deal of care, not just now, but for the rest of each child's life. And that was something that we didn't feel that we were ready to get into. And but those were the only children that were available for adoption in our county right now. So we kind of discussed it and decided that, you know, there just really isn't a need for adoptive parents in our area right now, which is not exactly what they're telling us, you know, through the media and through advertising and things like that. And it's a little bit discouraging, because you think, okay, we're, you know, going through all of this process and all of the training and all of that stuff, and yes, it doesn't cost us too much out of pocket, but at the same time, it's a lot of time and a lot of emotional energy invested, and, you know, people are excited and they want to know how it's going, and are happy for you and that sort of thing. And then, of course, after waiting, I guess it was probably 3 or 4 years, something like that, to find out that, oh no, you know, we didn't really have any kids available for you, but thanks for doing going through the process. And of course, they want us to stay on the list and update all of our paperwork and so on. And, you know, I'm glad that we were able to do it at the time, and doing the training was very insightful and all of that stuff. And we really do still feel like we have room in our family and in our home for another child, but we don't feel led to continue to update our paperwork. That creates more work for the workers, and they've already got, you know, huge heavy caseloads that they're working through, and it gets our hopes up. It gets us, you know, in a place where, oh, you know, at any moment we could, you know, get the call for a child that needs a place to call home. And the other thing is with any situation where, you know, kinship care comes up again, or it's just a similar situation like that, we would be able to redo our paperwork. It's not like once we've said, no, we're going to let it lapse, that's the end. They still have our paperwork on file. We could still, within a matter of a couple of weeks, you know, go back and get our medicals redone and our fingerprinting and all of that stuff. And but I think just now it's a matter of, okay, let's only do it if the need arises. So moving forward, I wouldn't discourage anybody from from looking at adoption. God has our best in mind, and He knows what's best for our family. So we just need to be faithful and follow where He leads, and I think we've done that. And He'll see to the rest. So it's all in His hands. And in the meantime, you know, like, we can enjoy the present. We can enjoy our family as it is. We can enjoy, you know, opening our home to others and spending time together and vacations and all of that stuff.